What up, people? Happy Monday, evening, night, morning, wherever you're at. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Unless you're in Australia, then I think it's Tuesday. I don't know. Either way. What's going on, everybody? Super excited to be back on the live stream. Excited to be back with the Bottom Line Uncut. Number 2. Can't seem to get my lighting right this evening. There we go. That's a little bit better. How's everybody doing? Sorry, I keep yelling. I don't know why I'm yelling so much. It's good to have everybody back. I got a little bit of a different setup than we did last Monday. This is kind of my regular-ish live stream. I've got the chat is much larger so that anybody who is watching this on demand later, and I know there are many of you who enjoy it, possibly will be able to read that a little bit easier and follow along with the chat. And then I need to put up a few points in the new arena. I think I'm only at like 300,000. Let me double check on that real quick. Yeah, 306. So I got a little bit of work to put in there, but we got all week long, so we'll be fine. So I thought maybe I could do a little bit of that. In the meantime, while I say hello to everybody, if you are interested, I don't have it open yet, but in the description down below, you will find the link to my Discord server. On the Discord server, there is a... actually, I guess I need to change the name of it to number 2. There we go, save changes. You'll notice on the bottom there's a voice chat called TBL Uncut number 2, which it looks like Cameron is in there already. So if you want to join the Discord server and hop in there, I think there are 20 let me see here. Right now there's 15 spots open. So if you would do the pleasure, I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say, but if you would be so kind as to not like chill in there, maybe if you've been in there for a while or the room is full and you're just hanging out, maybe hop out just to see if anybody else wants to join. Also, please mute your mic. If you've got like, if you're sitting next to a trash can disposal or something, or you're eating a sandwich, I don't know, just make sure your mic is muted. All right, while we let the mic channel fill up, let's say hello to a few people. Let me scroll up a tiny bit. Who we got in the house this evening? We got Jose Lopez is the first one in. And do let me know if the music is too loud. I think it's okay. We'll turn it off as soon as we get the mics open. Crimson Falcon, what's up, buddy? Awad Saeed, KKK. Like KKK or like KKK? Clement, Booker, Sahib, Sohab. I don't know what. I always screw your name. I don't know which way it is. Zach Knight, yo, Jackson Mallet in the house. Hunter Wood got a notification. What's up, man? Jimmy D. Jimmy D. Jimmy's the one that we got to thank for the awesome graphic. Let me show it again here. The bottom line, Uncut. Yeah, he put that together for me. Very kind of him. Shane in the house. What's up, Shane? We got Greg here. We got all of my favorite people. Dennis, Nemus, Middle Finger. What's up? Logan's here. Jimmy, you are just talking in all caps. What it is, I don't mean to yell, but I do yell a lot, don't I? Snake, what's going on? Why is it uncut though? Where are the strippers? Hey Joel, I just want to say thank you. You wish me luck. Last month for my 5-star opening, I just pulled a 5-star whole crossbones. Awesome. Karen's in the house. Doc Strange. All right, we got to open up this mic. Who else is in here? Let's see. We got Jackson Mallard's in here, Shane, and Cameron. Cameron's in here as well. Okay, so I'm going to open up this thing. Yes, my wife will probably be... Oh, hang on a second. Daddy's trying to make some money. I really need that to go up over 262. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, just trying not to lose money today, that's all. All right, let me open up the mic. Let's see here. Is it open? I think it's open. There we go. I think we're connecting. Pause my music. All right. Do let me know if you can hear me in the Discord server.
Roger, roger.
Hello, hello. Hey, who is that? Let me pull up some names Okay.
Yo,
chat,
yo, yo.
Chat, do please let me know if you guys can hear them okay, if I need to turn it up at all. Somebody do a mic check. Anybody? Don't be shy.
Oh, how's it going?
Hello.
There's Cameron. I knew Cameron wouldn't be shy. What's up, guys? Cam's in here. Mofo. Shane. What does Shane sound like? I don't know what Shane sounds like. Sing me something, Shane.
I sound like this.
Beautiful. What's going on, guys? Hello? Cricket?
Oh, are you talking to us or the live stream?
It's all good. It's
No,
all good. I'm talking to the people in the mic. You guys are the stars of the show, man. People in chat are worthless to me. If they're not gonna jump on the mic, screw them.
My mom would be so proud I finally made it.
Yep, there you go. My mic needs to be louder. Okay, let me turn my mic up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did lower my mic. There we go.
I think Jules is for your convenience. Knows y'all complain too much about ears dying from,
Well, maybe a little bit. I am pretty loud. The problem is that I have the microphone like right in front of my face, screaming into it. All right, first up on the docket. We got a lot of things to talk about. My wife is going to be sending me texts about this cryptocurrency. Oh, crap.
She finally figured it out, huh?
It is what it is. Cameron?
Bitcoin was like $15,000.
Cameron?
What's up?
I don't know if I want to talk about Blade tonight or not.
That's fine.
Maybe we'll start with an easier topic. Let's start with 3 years of MCOC, which, let me show you, I do have my Howling Commando title. Is that what it is? Yeah, Howling Commando. There it is. I can't believe that I've been playing this stupid game for 3 years of my life. How long have you guys been playing?
I got
About 2.5.
2.5 for Shane?
I've been hitting through 3 years now.
Have you really? I don't know, man. Like, I look back and I think, like, wow, it was a long time ago when I started, but at the same time, I can't believe it's been 3 years. I remember when I first started playing, which I can't be the only person that thought this, but when I first started playing, when I saw the arena, like, I thought it was like real PvP, like I was playing somebody else on the other side of the phone.
Weren't you wondering how they suck so much?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I thought, man, I am a god. Like, when I first started, it was the Hawkeye arena, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this arena. Like, the people, because I didn't know how long the game had been going on. I thought, I'm going to need to build up my roster before I jump in there. So I didn't do the arena. I did the 1v1, like the quick match you see on screen. I was doing that, and I thought, man, these people are terrible.
Dude.
Come to find out, I'm just
30 combos on people, and I was like, I'm the best player ever. 30 combos without them hitting me, and then I died because they were higher ranked.
Yeah, I was really, really concerned about how many wins and losses I had in that 1v1 arena. I really wish...
I showed your stats. I showed your stats pre-match, and it looks like prominated those over everything else.
I can't even remember the last time that I did a 1v1 match. It's been a long, long time ago.
I recently figured out you can go on an infinite streak on that thing.
I'm sure I probably could now, but I couldn't back in the day.
Yeah, but it'll still like take your 550s or 440s, so
yeah,
not worth it.
I was trying to think about like some of the biggest changes that have come to the game ever since I started playing. I always, whenever I think back to the beginning of the game, I don't know if you remember this or not, but there was a crystal opening like alliance event, and I remember every single week somebody would get kicked from the alliance because they did not hold their crystals. I probably could now, but I couldn't back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Pretty bad. All right.
The Imperious One, what's up, man? Maurice has been playing for 2 years. I'm sorry, I need to reference the chat more. I'll get you guys in here. Kaliga's been playing for 17 months.
The crystal opening one and the draw duplicates one.
Draw duplicates.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was a money grab, man. That draw duplicates one.
It was like 4 million points for a T4CC or something.
Yep. What
gave
Because there were all, I mean,
Unstoppable.
everything that you do normally for Summoner Advancement, like all of those points that you earn were all their own individual like events. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones there.
Did we have a level up? I don't think we ever had a level up.
I feel like we had a level up. I think we had a level up.
Did we?
God, it's been so long ago. I honestly don't remember, man.
Dude, but I feel the biggest change has been shards.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
People take shards
Do you
for granted.
remember? Do you remember who your first 4-star character was?
Yep.
Hawkeye. Out of a premium. After like a year of getting premiums.
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. Yeah,
Daredevil.
mine was Colossus. I think I played for like 3 months before I got my first 4-star from a PHC. Because I mean, they were very rare. PHCs were like there weren't shards, and
Yeah,
at least
every crystal was rare.
yeah. In my experience, it took a long time to earn units, and I couldn't save them, which is no surprise. I blow them now on GMCs, but every time I would hit 100 units, I would buy a PHC.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yep, I remember like my Black Bolt, he carried me for a long time. My 3-star Black Bolt, which I thought he was the jam.
I used
so
my
bad.
3-star Unstoppable Colossus to beat Thanos in 3 point. And that's how I got my first 4-star. Back then, only beating Thanos once didn't give you a 4-star. You had to 100% the chapter. Later on, they added the other 4-star, and that was my first 4-star. And then right after that, I got the 4-star from just like one arena crystal. So that was fun.
Dysentery Joe, what's going on, man? Ham Crusher and Vincent dropping in. Vincent's first 4-star was Star-Lord. Nice. Dysentery, we're just reminiscing. We're just easing it in. We don't wanna start with difficult topics. Let me check my Discord. Who else is in here? Looks like Jax. Is Weck in here? I gotta hear Weck's beautiful voice. Where's Weck at?
I'm here.
There he is. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Weck is my savior.
Heck,
Hi, Wick.
Hello.
that's good, man.
Me and Weck are rubbing shoulders in the same alliance now. Which a lot of people apparently, I guess they wouldn't know because I haven't posted too many videos. But yeah, I'm not into Loki anymore.
Hey, you didn't give me a chance to pitch my lines to you, Joel.
It's funny because like I didn't say anything to anyone, and as soon as I got the boot, I had like 15 messages on my line app from people inviting me, and I'm like, how? Like who told?
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Captain. Very first from Captain Bay on his LOL stream, like 3 hours late.
T Ricky, I am a dude.
Are you?
Weck sounds like a dude. Weck, have you found a job yet, man? Or you still just running around free spirit?
No, I just accepted a job today.
Oh, that's a shame. So,
Damn it.
I was really holding out hope that we were gonna join forces to do something. Why am I not into Loki? I guess that's something we can talk about.
Yeah,
So when I got the boot from 4 Loki, it's because I missed a couple of minimums. Like life was a bit crazy, and I wasn't meeting minimums. So 2 Loki was a good spot to go to because there were a lot of like former 4 Loki guys and pretty high prestige people, pretty skilled people that were just hanging out. Like there weren't really necessarily strict minimums or anything. So it was a great place to land. It was exactly what I was looking for. We always hit milestones. I mean, there was no issues. And then as time went on, people, at least this is my perspective. I'm sure you'll get a different one from officers, but from my perspective, as time went on, we started having higher and higher prestige characters that wanted to get into Loki, and so the wait list started. And then in order to keep a wait list, like you have to have a reason for people to be there. So then the minimums started showing up, and everybody had to meet minimums, which at first they were fine, but then the minimums jumped up, and basically they were exactly, in fact, they were mirrored of what they were in 4 Loki. And at some point, I think it was my birthday weekend, I missed a minimum. which I messaged one of the officers, and I was like, hey, like, I messaged him that Monday. It was going to end that Monday in like 4 hours, and I'm like, look, I'm not going to meet the minimum. I was with family, jumping from one party to the next over the weekend, and like, I thought that would be no big deal. Like, it's my birthday. But he messaged me back and basically said, like, you know, that's really not an acceptable answer, blah, 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 something about he had been doing like 10-hour shifts and he was still able to meet his minimum. It's like, whatever. And so I think I might have missed another minimum before that. But again, you got to remember, like, there weren't really necessarily strict minimums. Like, we just were hanging out. And so these last couple of weeks, I've been really busting my butt because I wanted to make sure that I was meeting my minimums because I've had a lot going on with the kids and the family and work and everything. And so, and obviously you can tell, I haven't been streaming a lot. My time has been very tight. So I have like absolutely busted my backside to make sure I meet the minimums. And there has been no issues. I've not been contacted by any officer. I had not had any messages from anybody. And then all of a sudden on, what day was that? Was that Saturday? I think it was. Saturday, at some point, I get a message from an officer, and he's like, hey, due to the fact that you've missed minimums and some issues in your battle group, we're going to let you go. But he made it sound like it had been an ongoing conversation, like there had been issues, and like the officers have been contacting me, and like there had been conversations, and it's like, hold on, time out. Like, what? We're doing awesome right now. Like, we're placing higher and higher in AQ. We're doing really well in AW. There was no freaking waiting list to get into 2 Loki until My Beautiful Face showed up, okay? Don't pretend like you officers in 2 Loki are the reason why it's doing so well. And I'm not going to take all the credit for it. I'm just saying, there wasn't no wait list before Joe Line got there. So,
oh damn,
it is what it is, man. If you want to be like that, I don't want to be a part of that. Like, I never wanted to be necessarily in an alliance like that. I was just looking for a place to chill. But since we were doing so well, I thought I'd put my foot to the floor and really get after it, because it's easy to do, you know, when you got other YouTubers and other people going for it. You know, I was going to do the same, but got the boot. I don't know.
Joel, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What? You should have put out a video taking applications so that we could all pitch to you for our alliances. We would have taken you.
Well, no, and I understand that. I think at the time, though, I was, A, just pissed, and B, like, contemplating just, like, chilling from alliances for a while. And I knew that WEC was a leader of an alliance, so I figured I probably had a pretty good chance of just sliding right in there. I didn't really want to make a big deal of it.
So that's good.
I didn't want to make a big deal of it. So that's where I'm at. It's totally fine. Like, Being Zinful's in there, Alex42, Weck is in there, Real Honda Kid. Like, there's a bunch of people who are subs to the channel who are in there. So it's actually pretty cool to hang out with them for a little bit.
Cam used to be in the alliance that I was in. Remember Cam, Zico, the zombie killers back in the day?
Jesus Christ, dude. That was a while ago.
A while ago, and that alliance actually broke apart because of there was a difference in direction, you know. So
I don't want to make 2 Loki sound like a bad place, because like everybody in 2 Loki, they're awesome, man. I was having a great time. But
yeah, Cam, I'm with Nam and Trey and all those guys. CZ, I'm still with them.
So you should join SGA. I was contacted shortly after by both Frojo and Slice'em with an invitation, but I'm not going to turn my man down. Weck, he had already accepted me, so that's where I'm going to chill for a little bit.
Yeah, that's where Diggity Dave is now. SGA 1 apparently.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Frojo said that he had gone over there and they wanted me to come, and I'm like,
That's where you jump from?
Just going to chill.
Devious, that's where you know Jump from?
Huh?
That's where you know Jumpman from?
Yeah, I know Jump from that alliance. Yeah, and everybody kind of went their separate ways, and Jump went to he was in another alliance for a while. I haven't seen him around, but
like 2 years ago.
The thing that I don't get, the thing that I don't understand, and if you guys want to talk about alliances more, we can, but I'll probably just try to end it here. The thing that I don't get is
we don't want to make bad blood.
Well, right, I'm not trying to make bad blood. I'm just trying to clear the air because I'm going to be asked 1,000 times. The thing that I don't understand is if I was an officer and my alliance was progressing and doing really well, and all milestones were being met, and everybody was having a good time, and there was a wait list coming out my ass, like, why start kicking people over minimums? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
It sounds like
If you had somebody who like wasn't ever doing anything or wasn't active or was, I don't know, like milestones were not being reached, like I get all that, but I've said my piece. I've cleared the air. I still love everybody over there mostly. So.
Let me just pinch in.
I will say, hang on. The game's been out for 3 years. I have now been kicked from 3 alliances, so I'm sure I'll get kicked from AOG here pretty quick. You got a year, Weck.
No, in year 4.
And then you can boot me.
In year 4.
Year 4, huh?
I really have. I've been kicked, straight up kicked from 3 alliances, man. What is up with that? The thing is, too, like, people will say, like, dude, why aren't you active in the line chat? Are you freaking blind? You know how many messages I have coming in every day from 1,000 different places? Like, I'm really sorry if I'm not, like, butterflies and sunshine emojis in the chat every day. Like, I'm reading it. Don't get me wrong. I'm reading it. I know what's going on. But
You may not want to read for Loki chat.
What's that?
But for Loki chat, but just as a counter, counter view to all of this.
Listen, if you disagree with me, I'm going to boot you from my Discord server. So
Not gonna disagree.
watch your step, Cam. Actually, go ahead.
My steps are well, but I feel minimums are not just a matter of meeting milestones. It's a matter of principle. People ask why you enforce dual minimums or why you enforce missing one dual minimum. And the penalty is like paying donations for the top person, and it's like so to active and to keep them engaged, it's not only a matter of meeting milestones. If that way there will be people carrying other people. There'll be people who are not doing
right, but I think we're saying the same thing. I'm not disagreeing with you. And if there is an alliance that has those set standards and you join that alliance knowing what those set standards are, like, I totally get that. But when you're part of something that you have had a large part in building and it was not that way before, and really there's really no reason to kick you, it just seems kind of nitpicky. I don't know. Just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I messaged them and I'm like, look, if I would have been contacted, like, hey, we have some concerns, like, this is what's going on, and especially since it was like a month and a half ago, it's not like it was this week. That'd be one thing, but it just, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want me there. That's cool, I guess.
That whole change in direction, that's a whole different story. I feel happy with the change in direction. I think they should speak up. Be sure not everyone in 2 Loki was happy with.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Like, there are a lot of people that make up an alliance. Like, why are we having a few people, a few officers, which the officer title is meaningless?
Hey,
are they really all wanting to kick me? What is going on? I don't know. I'm done with that subject.
I'll kick you right now. But hey,
Dakota, what's up, my man? Dakota, you should jump in the Discord server, man. I want to hear your voice.
I mean, I can definitely agree with Cam on certain points. I think the minimums are a way to evaluate performance. It's just a matter of just being in an alliance that's going to work for you, because some alliances are really hardcore and some are more laid back.
Yep.
So
and that's the thing. Like, oh god, who is dying in the Discord server? Is that Weck?
That's Cam. It's Cam.
My alliance leader just died. I'm looking for a new alliance. Oh, God. Anyway, hold on. Let me grab my notepad. I wrote some stuff down on my notepad. I don't know what I would do in life without this dumb thing.
Can I have a mini rant moment?
That depends. What's it about? Because it might tie into what I'm about to talk about.
It's about losing rewards during that crash yesterday, the mysterious crash.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so everybody and their mother, I guess, was getting on at 1 p.m. Eastern to get their rewards and gifts and the $1 crystals and other nonsense.
Right.
So I go into my mail and I hit claim on my 4-star Howard. Now, mind you, I already have 4-star Howard duped twice. So I'm thinking, all right, these are just free shards. No problem. I don't have a problem with that. I'm good with free stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to complain. So as I hit the claim button, you get that little spinny circle,
Right.
you know, where it's like trying to connect, and you're like, uh-oh. Then again, I get booted. So when the game finally comes back, I'm trying to look for it, thinking, oh, well, maybe it's still there. I can just go back and claim it. It's nowhere to be found. My Howard doesn't have any extra SIGs. I don't have any shards, the 6 stones, or none of that nonsense. So I've submitted a ticket twice, and I get, you know, the usual BS response. And I'm just like, come on, are you kidding me? So the girl says, I see that your Howard jumped up SIG levels from 66 to 86. And I'm like, that's my 3-star, you dope, not the 4-star. So I'm like, you know, I mean, I'm not, you know, it's free stuff is free stuff. But I mean, come on. Like, if you're not even going to give us a reason for the crash, you know, at least just, can I just at least have the stuff? And then I'll be good. You know, I'm not asking for anything extra. I don't want compensation or nothing of that. But I don't know. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I can't stand that stuff.
Yeah, it really wouldn't be a good 3-year celebration without the servers crashing at least once.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't told us even why. I think it's hackers, but that's my weird conspiracy theory. But
yeah, that
So
sucks.
let me just add a real quick amendment to the whole.
You don't do
thing.
anything quick.
I do.
Go.
Hey,
We got
20
more
seconds
stuff to
max.
talk about. I'm
I got a
aging
timer
on
you,
the
Cam.
mic.
Go ahead, 20 seconds, go.
For example, we don't only kick for missing minimums. We also kick if somebody is consistently in the bottom of minimums and in the bottom of AQ. We have kicked many people for that, and it's a way of just letting people from the waitlist in. So that's it.
All right. Well, Cam, let me offer this. You were talking the other day about dropping down to 2 Loki because you were worried about not meeting minimums or, you know, your roster not being as good.
That's only a prestige thing.
Okay, but I'm saying you were doing that because you said these guys are my friends and I don't want to weigh them down because my roster, my prestige isn't good enough.
Yeah.
So doesn't that go the same way? That the officers and the leader don't have any allegiance to you as a player to say, you know,
It's
we
my
care
own
about
choice.
you? Yeah, but it's the leader's own choice to kick that. I would never kick somebody for missing dual minimums. That's ridiculous. That's stupid.
Well,
it gives you a, and I understand it. We're not for
Matter of perspective, though.
I'm just saying
Well-
that it's got to run both ways. The friendship has to run both ways. You care about your guys in your alliance, and you're not gonna leave. Or you're saying you may leave because your prestige isn't good and you get crappy pools. It has to go both ways, and if it doesn't, then I mean, this is a freaking game, and it should
for
be
sure.
fun, and it should be. One of the best things about this game is the relationships of the people in the alliance.
That's true.
And if you ignore that and just say, screw you, you know, and I was really pissed when Joel got kicked out of 4 Loki. I mean, I was upset with several people for that. But if you don't have any allegiance to your friends in the alliance, then I just feel like this game sucks.
You know,
have
it's
those
pretty bad
allegiances.
that the number of
Why not
alliances
miss
that I've been kicked out of has become
minimums?
like a topic of discussion. There's-
Well, I mean, we could always talk
Oh,
about
man.
your 5-star luck, Joel. That
oh
would be
God,
better.
shut your mouth. I mean, at least I got somebody new today.
That's true.
I mean, I've opened probably, I don't know, like 40 or more crystals. I've got like, what, 15 characters? I don't know.
I
All right,
actually
let's
have
move
more.
on from
I
the
don't think that
Alliance talk. We can pick
Alright.
that up later if we're still feeling salty. What else was going on here?
How about the good stuff? How about Modoc's lab? I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that real quick. There's not a whole lot to say because it's all pretty positive, and positive stuff never makes the headlines. But the Modoc,
Except
yeah, the
Modoc.
Modoc,
I hate Modoc, but
the lab is a lot of fun. I enjoy that. I think the 8-hour timer is a good amount of time to feel like you're not in that thing constantly.
it's perfect.
And I guess it helps
yeah.
that the rewards are just freaking amazing too.
Dude, 200 shards like every 8 hours is nice. 5-star?
Yeah, and the T2 Alpha shards.
Yeah, that's easy.
Get all that, man. Hey, Arby's in the chat.
Yeah.
What's going on, Arby? Man, I never get to talk to Arbitrarium anymore. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. By the way, I think we still have
1,000 stars for a month. That's pretty good.
we still have there's still 7 spots in the Discord server if anybody else wants to join. Not trying to kick anybody else off.
I've been here lurking, Joel.
It's all good, man. You can lurk if you want. I don't even know who that was.
Some people get a little gun shy, I guess, to talk.
Was that Jimmy?
That is me.
There's Jimmy. Jimmy is my my personal go-to Photoshop man. I don't know what I would do without you. I'm just expecting to get an invoice from you at any moment. For the hours that you've worked for me, man.
The chat is asking us to talk about Ice Phoenix.
The Ice Phoenix, I've only run up against her once. Who did I use? I'm thinking I just blew through it with magic, to be honest.
No one likes Ice Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this: I fought her right before the nerf, so she had the full-on 20k cold snap, basically. Man, that was a pain in the ass, boy. I died like 20 times fighting her.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would have been the play around if they didn't fix that. I mean, if you had a Mephisto, that's an easy workaround, but obviously not everybody has a Mephisto.
Yeah, Rogue or AV. I'm hearing, so you can shake off the debuff.
Would Kingpin convert the cold snap?
Yes.
I guess I don't have them. I don't know.
I also use my duped Mordo.
Yeah, his shield blocks a lot of the cold snap damage, right?
I didn't think about that. Did Jane Foster's got energy resistance too, doesn't she?
Yeah, isn't hers like 40% or something like that? Some kind of high.
Yeah, I don't ever use her. I just heard somebody talk about that in another chat.
Well, you found a use for her.
Mordo was actually a super awesome option because his L2 gives that soul barb thing, and she had adaptive on, so
I should probably try my 440, build up those Furies, and see what he does.
No need for Furies, just use the L2. Building up Furies.
No, but I just want to be an asshole and use Furies.
Quick shot, what's up, man? Faded
so
Storm is in here too. What's up? Faded is like one of my very first subs. Always got to say hello to him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Arby's chatting in the chat.
Arby's chatting in the chat. All right. Do we want to talk about the new characters? I mentioned them very briefly in the episode on Friday.
Gladiator Hulk.
No, that looked way fake. The one picture that I have seen looked fake.
The one that Truco sent? I agree, it looked fake.
That's like one of the only pictures we have of him, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
Gladiator. There's the same one from before, actually, I think.
I mean, I'm scared that
if he comes out, that would be awesome, but it looked fake to me. Although Trucos knows his stuff, man. Trucos knows his stuff.
And he specifically put on there that it was confirmed by a Mycock mod.
Is that guy back? What is he doing? What's he up to?
Who?
MCOC mod.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a long time. Those used to be some of my favorite reviews to do, were the videos that he put out on early characters. Like, I get way more into the video footage than the leaked Google spreadsheets. I know that turns some people on like Brian, but it doesn't do it for me.
I'm a simple man. I like videos instead of words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a visual learner.
Although, as much as Brian hates books, he does love his spreadsheets.
I saw Brian online on Skype.
What's that?
I saw Brian is online on Skype. Just a hint.
He's probably, I'm sure he's lurking in here. I tagged him on Twitter that I was going live. Final thoughts on Taskmaster. I think pretty much everybody thinks he looks cool, but I'm not sure there's a great use for him. Anybody have other thoughts on that?
I mean, Cam put me onto a video earlier for somebody using them pretty damn well in Act 5. I don't know.
5 point.
Was it 5.3 Cam or something? 3? He was using them in
5.3. The skill chapter of 5.3, and
dude, he was doing some pretty good work with them.
Dude was wrecking house. He killed the King Groot.
Five star or 4-star?
From the
5-star.
I'm sorry, 5-star?
Yeah.
4-star.
Was it a 4-star or 5?
It was from the content creator program, so it was a 554 star.
Okay. Yeah, he just seemed to have the rotation down really well, and every time an exploit came up, he pretty much got it like every time. So.
Yeah, I guess I haven't watched enough videos of him like doing high damage output. Pretty much all of them that I watched were Brian, and not gonna say he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, for example, like I was watching him and he exploited like a light attack and he crit for like 2K on a light attack. You know, so
I just don't know if the headache and like all the concentration that it takes to put all that together is worth the payoff when you have so many other skill characters that are pretty much just like autopilot.
I can see the allure though. Some guys like those complicated players.
Oh, I could, yeah.
Provide like little challenge, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Big fan.
Yeah, some people like that complicated mechanic, you know. So,
the glory of the man in the house. What's going on, buddy? Just trying to look through the chat here, see if we've got any comments. Thoughts on the new Hell stage? I think the only leaked footage of that was that little like 5-second blip with Howard the Duck, right? Or was there something else that was leaked?
Yeah, with like Surtur in the background.
Yeah.
No, there was just the little snippet of the anniversary video.
I thought it looked pretty cool. I mean, you guys have seen as much as I do, so I don't have any insights on that. I mean, the maps are the maps. Honestly, I don't really pay attention much to them until they like interact with you somehow. I don't think it makes much of a difference to me, but it's cool. Bring out 1,000 new maps, whatever.
I mean, do we think? How about that silhouette of the 5.4? Like, who do we think that is?
I don't think I've seen that.
A girl.
I mean, it's a silhouette of like a female, but
you talking about in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's someone with a bun.
Yeah, we were talking about that last Monday, I think. It's either a female or a very slender man with a man bun, so there's a chance it could be Cameron.
Dude,
Any thoughts on MODOK? I guess nobody's got MODOK, so there's not much to talk about.
Oh, I can't stand MODOK. I think his auto block is the cheesiest mechanic ever. I can't stand it.
It's so stupid. Even in heroic, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He even when you my tactic so far has been like when you fight like a evade champ. So parry, 3 hits and back off. Because anything after that, you're not gonna get anything. You're gonna get screwed. It's ridiculous.
That's what I've been doing too.
Is it every 7 seconds that the auto block pops up?
You know what?
Once
Honestly,
every 5 hit combo.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
every 5 hit combo?
That's what it seems to me.
I intercepted him and he auto blocked my intercept and gave me like 5k damage using blade. It was ridiculous. Like.
Yeah. He's going to be a strong defender, it looks like. I just don't see much of a use for him on the offensive side.
Yeah, I think on the right node, he'll just be a pain. But, you know.
Is he... I'm trying to think about all of the auto block characters that have now been added. We had Medusa was first, if I'm not mistaken. Then we had
and Thor Ragnarok.
And now we've got
MODOK.
MODOK. It's funny how like when you see like a new mechanic come to the game, it usually like seeps into like the next several characters that get released. Like we got the auto block thing, and then I don't even know what to call it, but like the carryover stats that first came out with like Morningstar.
The persistent charges.
Yeah, persistent stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Who is that?
And a scholar.
Anfield? Hold on a second.
Really
we got a message
liking
here.
this bottom line segment. PSPLS join my crappy alliance when you inevitably get kicked again.
Anfield, that sharp. Thank you very much, my friend. Says really liking this bottom line segment. PS, please join my crappy alliance when you inevitably get kicked again. Very, very kind of you, Anfield. We'll get you up on the top donor.
Getting kicked.
Well, I mean, anytime between now and next December, there's a good chance that it's going to happen. So just hang tight. I'm 3 for 3.
Just put that on your calendar.
Yeah, just meet. Just give me a call or text next December.
Can I join you all so I can just kick Joel?
Maybe that's my goal for this year is to make it 12 months without being kicked, man. Thank you very much,
Sounds
Andrew.
Seems like a good goal.
Did I kick him?
I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I guess it's time to move on.
Back to your stream
so-
that says hasn't been kicked for 5 days and so on.
What's that? I'm sorry.
You need a sign in the back of your stream that says has not been kicked in like 5 days.
Actually,
like there has been
that's
an injury.
hilarious, dude. I could put that
That's
up at the
awesome.
beginning and the end of every stream. I like that a
Joel,
lot.
you should just hang it up behind you on the stream on the wall.
I could
so you
do
can
that.
see it.
Yeah, I could hang it
Yeah,
up
that's
in my
what I'm saying.
closet behind me. Oh man, good stuff. Void and Sentry. Are we excited that they're two separate characters?
Are they two separate characters?
Absolutely.
Well,
for sure.
Yeah, they are, but
They've got
Which is
separate
so weird,
synergies.
but yeah.
Synergies?
Yeah, that's weird. It changed on the L3 according to the one video I saw.
yeah.
What if Sentry's L3 turns into Void?
Yes. That's why I was
Yeah,
so
That's the
confused.
video I saw.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Void's L3, he turns into Sentry. But what if Sentry's L3, he turns into Void?
He does. Unless I read it
Yeah.
wrong. I'm trying to think. It's been several days since I've read it, but if I'm remembering correctly, his S3 for Sentry turns him into the Void. But I don't think that's a permanent
It's
thing. Like that's
temporary,
just his S3 animation.
Yeah.
Somebody
I don't think Void's gonna be a playable character though. I think it'll just be Sentry. But
That's what I
me.
was
Both
gonna
are
say,
going to
too.
be playable. I feel both are going to be playable. Void seems like a defender.
He was on the
Cabana-
Kang team in the arena.
Yeah, he's got synergies too, though, which is really strange. I mean, why would they go through the time and effort to put together synergies unless he's wrong? I mean, it's not gospel the stuff that he put out, so I guess it is
Based on
subject to
the leaked
change.
footage-
But
based on the leak footage, it seems right. He's applying the debuffs that is stated there. It's working.
Yeah.
Like it's. The Cabana never misses the opportunity to introduce a new good defender. Those
So
make them-
basically, we're gonna get two separate GMC features so that Kabam can milk the whales.
Yep.
Isn't it kind of weird that, like, if they do release both of them, it's going to be Sentry and then right after him Void, or vice versa?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, and all four of the champs that they say are coming are going to be all science. So now science is going to get a big buff in the class.
still
Yeah.
feel Sentry
it feels a
can be
tiny
cosmic.
bit like cheating, though, when you release the same character twice in a
Yeah.
class that is lacking characters. I mean, they'll be totally different. I don't know. I'm assuming they will be, but it seems kind
I
of
still
odd.
feel Sentry might be cosmic.
I think
know
he
about-
should be, but
And stuff, I don't care. But from the leaked abilities, he has a Fury on the L2 and an armor break on the L3, and periodical buffs. He just sounds super cosmic, super Hyperion.
yeah.
But
Ramen says Blade with the Ghost Rider synergy will. He says block auto block, but I think he says remove auto block from MODOK.
Well, I need a blade.
He was gonna say all you
Not
need is
really,
all you need is a
because I
blade
was-
and a Ghost Rider. Then
No, I was using Blade and Ghost Rider. It doesn't always remove it. He still auto blocks.
well,
So-
yeah, it's a
he moves
chance.
it most of the time. You need a Stark Spidey in there to complete
Yeah,
the trick.
I was thinking maybe I should bring my 3-star Stark Spidey and see if that'll work too. You know,
Yeah.
just for testing purposes.
It really pumps that whole danger sense up.
Yeah,
you-
because a 3-star should work for the synergy. So
Yeah, that danger sense is pretty nasty, Cameron.
Is it, huh?
When I was messing around, like didn't really have a good setup against Red Hulk in Labyrinth of Legends, which I realize he's got class advantage, but I nearly melted him before the first enrage timer, and that was no boosts, no suicides, just nasty.
Oh, you wouldn't say, huh?
Nasty. I mostly just bring that up to see if I can prod Cameron into telling the world how he thinks Blade should be nerfed.
well, I mean, in that
I
token,
can-
Stark should be nerfed too. He hits hard as hell.
Go ahead,
Even though
Cameron.
Stark is-
Nerf Drax.
Y'all wanna to get started?
Listen, if you want the hate mail, I got the platform for you.
I love me some hate mail. I started my YouTube channel.
Is there a PO box?
Of course, yeah.
I'm gonna send you a piece of coal, Cameron.
Hector says
five-star
hashtag buff blade.
Buff Blade.
Fighting words.
Buff Luke Cage. Bring Luke Cage to God tier.
Top prestige is a 565.
I mean,
I
Luke
feel-
Cage did smack Thanos right in the face in that video.
Exactly.
And I don't know if they
That
did that on
wasn't a
purpose.
troll move.
I mean, they had 112 characters to
video.
pick from, and they chose Luke Cage.
That was a troll move.
Oh, yeah.
all
Oh,
day
that was
long.
definitely a troll
yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Did you notice that Nebula wasn't in that?
Was he? Was she?
No.
Gamora was, but not
Dude,
Nebula.
Groot wasn't there. Double tree, man.
Groot. Almost had
I
it.
am Groot.
I am Groot, for sure.
No, the video would have been 1,000 times better if all the characters would have been trash. Like, it would have been Colossus and Luke Cage and Iron Patriot.
Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan comes
but it was-
flying
it
out
was,
of the portal.
You know, if you look at the video, it was kind of spoilerish because that's probably going to happen in the movie where they take a stone and he uses a portal to get out of there to keep it from him. So,
I
love
try
what
not to
Groot
watch
says.
too many of those trailers and spoilers because they ruin it for me, man.
I love what
Yeah.
Groot says. He says, want to make a video nerfing Blade and buffing Ice Phoenix.
oh god.
Going back to Blade, I feel, I mean, we all see the power creep, and it's just part of every game that is structured like this. I'm fine with that. I think everyone is fine with that. We all also see the prestige creep. That's a big problem right there.
Yeah.
In the past 8 months, every month we have pretty much have a champ that is top 10 prestige.
Yeah.
And keeping up with that is basically impossible. Anyways,
Yeah.
so Hela first, and then Blade. So if y'all haven't seen the video of Hela taking down Red Hulk, extended in range timer, you can go check that out.
You said
Yeah, that's
without
great.
the extended enrage timer?
At a 455 Hela without the extended in range timer, with just the cosmic supremacy synergy. So I feel that's like just an example of Kabam not actually testing stuff and testing them in all game modes and the implications of stuff in all game modes.
But on the same hand, I mean, Realm of Legends at one point was very, very difficult. And
So, oh, for sure, absolutely, yeah.
you know, and the characters progressed to the point where you can just blow through that. I mean, we just used that for testing. But then Labyrinth of Legends came out, which took its place. And for its time, you know, the characters were tuned for Labyrinth of Legends. But as we progress, the characters move past it. You know, I'm assuming we'll have Realm of Legends 2 or Labyrinth of Legends 2 coming out, which those new characters will be more tuned for. That's just kind of a counterpoint, but go ahead.
I mean,
No, but I feel Kabam still wants to keep Labyrinth a challenging content. That's at least what they said when they fixed the Hela synergy and Loki.
Well,
'Cause
I
they
mean,
were like-
let's say they fix those characters though. When you have, let's not even talk about the introduction of 6-star characters, but when you can take your 5 stars up to 565, like even mediocre characters, if you've got, you know, halfway decent skill, I'm not going to say you're going to walk through it, but it's going to be much easier.
People are glorifying 565 5 stars. If y'all haven't
Yeah,
seen,
you won't need the synergies though.
you won't need the synergies. You can bring, you know, different champs. You can bring damage enhancing champs. You can do everything you want, but at the same time, a 565 is only 25 to 30% than your 455. That is like mathematical truth from the stats we already know.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna let you walk through anything with mediocre champs. A mediocre champ at 455 is still gonna be mediocre at 565.
well, imagine all the people who are going to... Well, not all the people. I mean, how many 5-star Thanos are up for grabs when they do that Legends run they announced?
5.
Like 5 of them?
5, yeah.
5, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, 5 people in the world are probably going to have, like, the top prestige champ, I'm assuming, when he comes out.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanos is useless, but it's his prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So continue, Cam. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take you off your train of thought.
So I'm not gonna get into 6 stars and how they're clearly so much more overpowered than any 5-star we are ever gonna see. Like a 6-star at rank 2 is quite double the stats of a 5-star at rank 4. You can see all of this in the uncollected difficulty. Anyways, so 6 stars are gonna break the game. We already know that, but. But going back to the Hela release, I feel Kabam is not testing every champ in every possible scenario, and I don't think they understand like the Hela situation
I
works.
don't think anybody would disagree with you on that point.
I feel the Hela situation works because of the interaction between her Furies don't fall off as long as she keeps gaining souls. And cosmic supremacy synergy, which is like one of the oldest synergies in the game. I just don't think Kabam tests those things. They just get their money, and it's all fun and games to them.
And that's not going to stop. There's plenty of people in the game who are giving them a ton of money. So
absolutely, yeah, for sure. And this whole power creep of having more overpowered champions is gonna continue, and amongst these champions, there's definitely gonna be champions who are completely underbalanced. You see Taskmaster, you see Thor Ragnarok, you see champs like that, and there's just no comparison. In Taskmaster, I am defending Taskmaster even though I know he's a subpar champion because potential, but he takes a skill to actually unlock that potential. And I agree that the payoff for all of the work you put in is not proportional to the outcome you get.
Bless you.
Blade. I think your alliance leader is dying again.
Is that Weck? Weck, put down the weed, man.
Yeah, I don't think he's freezing.
Are you vaping up your nose? What you doing?
That's kind of what happens every time Cam starts to speak. Everybody just goes into this Zen mode, like
yeah. Cam just makes me fucking cough.
He's allergic to you, Cam. You see that?
I don't disagree with anything you're saying, Cam. I just don't understand where you're leading it to with Blade.
Now with Blade. So
I told you he doesn't do anything fast. I think I've grown hair. I might be able to part it now. Hold on. Nope. Okay, keep talking.
There's then Blade. I don't think anyone can argue that there's no comparison between any of the skill champions in the game and Blade. Damage output, utility, regen, power gain, just crazy bleeds that have like crazy synergies with deep wounds. He offers all of that. I'm fine with the champ that is overpowered. I'm fine with a champ that is a step forward. Not fine with is a champ that can turn off a game mechanic completely. So what I'm saying here is that
what's up, Q-Bug?
If y'all haven't noticed, Blade can turn off nodes.
Yes.
You can go fight a Starburst node and not worry about Starburst.
Has that been confirmed that that's working properly, or is that a bug?
I don't think anyone has reported it, and I'm sure if anyone has reported it,
Archangel can turn off nodes too.
No, Spidey. Not like Blade at all, man. Not like Blade at all.
It takes longer.
But isn't that a skill thing? Black Widow could, Crossbones could.
Stark
Spidey can bypass all or nothing.
Black Widow could turn off nodes completely.
But how is that any different than, let's say, you have a bleed and poison node taking an Ultron?
Yeah, or an Iceman.
Well, that's an immunity for you. That's an immunity. What about...
Right, but you're turning the node off, essentially.
What about the same...
Because you're making a choice to bring in that character to do that specifically.
But this is not an immunity champ. This is not supposed to be an immunity champ. This is not a champ that is immune to Starburst or Heal Block.
He's ability reduction. That's what he does.
Yeah, ability reduction. Sure, I can live with that. Reduce abilities all he wants. He just
Yeah, it's not 100% either, is it?
It's
Yeah, it's
not
a chance.
100% either. It's a chance to turn off a node,
Yeah.
and I'm 100% sure that this will bite Kabam in the ass. This will be a scenario that they have to introduce some new type of node, or new type of interaction between nodes and champions that's gonna hurt.
We've got to take a quick break and say hello to Laura. She's in the chat. I just noticed her.
Laura.
Go give Brian a big,
Laura.
wet, juicy kiss on the forehead and then report back.
Laura wants to know, Cam, how do you teach?
And say it was from me. How do you teach?
And my students love me. Thank you very much.
Humans. What? You were playing or not?
What's up?
Did you say humans love you?
My students love me.
Okay. I thought you said humans. Like you're not human or something.
Cameron's an alien.
Humans, not the Inhumans, though.
Humans love. Anyways,
You got 30 seconds, Cameron.
Black
love me, Cam 2017.
notes. That was overpowered. That created interactions that just were broken. She turned off everything. She made Thorns pointless, Evade pointless, and that's why they nerfed her. That's why she deserved to get nerfed.
Who, Black Widow? Who? I missed who you were talking about. Who were you talking about?
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
And making a point that this whole turning off nodes completely is pretty similar to
They
that.
nerfed her though, but it's still a chance that her abilities will and will not work, just like Blades will or will not work.
Well,
Yeah, Archangel can turn off Spike Armor and what's the other one?
Archangel, Voodoo, Crossbones, all the ability reduction champs, they can't just go in a fight about an ability. They have to do something. They have to put on neurotoxin. They have to.
I mean,
but there's a chance that Blade won't though.
Well, if Blade doesn't do it, just exit the fight, go back in. He's probably gonna do it because it's like a 55% chance that he's gonna do it. It's more than half that he's gonna do it.
Yeah, but if you're an AQ and AW, that's half your health.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got regen. You got infinite regen. Don't worry about health.
Yeah.
That's regen's not bad.
That's
Alright,
exactly
good.
the problem, right?
I don't see where that's a problem. I mean, whenever you have a game where the next champ that comes out has the potential of being the next best champ, whether you nerf Blade or whether you nerf Scarlet Witch or whether you nerf Stark Spidey, like there is always going to be the best character in the game or a handful of best characters in the game.
This super chat right now.
Can't get over. Red Rum, I appreciate that, man. I don't disagree with you necessarily that he may be a tiny bit overpowered, but I disagree in the fact that I don't think he needs to be nerfed. I mean, let's say you run into a node that's got heal block. You know, his regen is null and void. If you run into a node that's got some sort of power gain, I mean, how are you going to control the power gain? He does have the ability to shrug off immunities, but again, you're having to hold on to your power to do that. If you regen, you're losing some of that. So I think he is excellent in a lot of areas of the game, which make him so good. But I just don't see where it's like a Scarlet Witch necessity to.
Another imbalancing fact that makes Blade a bit, I feel, a bit too to the competitive community. I feel after they do the whole Alliance War revamp thing, where if you die, you're in trouble, you lose points. I feel there's gonna be just one team that's gonna be used in Alliance Wars. I feel there's going to be a dominant team that if you don't have those, and if you don't have those as max rank and max level possible, clear disadvantage. And that just is backwards thinking. If you're not going in with Stark, Spidey, Blade, Ghost Rider, you're going to be in a disadvantage.
No, because there's lines that team's not going to be able to handle in Alliance War.
For sure. Poison Line.
Yeah.
But not everybody has those champs together.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess Stark.
See, again, does Kabam build and plan the game for the top percentage of players? You know, because if you're only
I
thinking
feel-
from the standpoint that, like, at the very high end, like, in order to be competitive, you have to have these 1 or 2 characters. Like, I understand that, but I don't think that Kabam looks at it that way.
Well,
to be honest with you,
Kabam can look at stuff different ways, but then they're gonna have to end up, and for that very top percentage, because that very top percentage is willing to spend on beating content that is actually challenging, and to make content challenging for that top percentage, challenging for that top percentage that has the brand new
right?
character.
But I think it's kind of like it's almost like they make content that everybody wants to get, and it's so overpowered that then it's like, hey, okay, we can make this content then to deal with that. So then everybody is going after whatever that new thing is to take care of, in this case, Blade. So it's like they almost they're printing their own money in a sense by creating these characters that like everybody wants. And then once there is quote unquote an issue with that, it's like, okay, well, how do we fix that? Well, here's this brand new shiny character, and so now everybody's going after that person.
And then people, so for example, perfect block teams, Scarlet Witch with crit teams. People wanted challenging content. They introduced Labyrinth of Legends with Scarlet Witch in the first 24 hours, more than 1 lane. And they had to take it down for a week just to introduce a node called Dald. Dald node ruined Labyrinth of Legends not only for Scarlet Witch, but also for every champion that had any buffs. You couldn't use any cosmic champion in there. That's the consequences that an OP champion can have on the game.
So, Cameron, you think Blade is the same as Scarlet Witch?
I feel Blade is better than Scarlet Witch pre 12.0.
Really?
Very much controllable.
Dude, I can still use Scarlet Witch to clear some serious content because she's still a badass even after the nerf.
You can use that Quake synergy and she gets up to like 97%.
Yeah, she's no cheat code though. That regen, that stun is so much shorter now.
Well, that's really what it comes down to. Is you used to be able to like almost infinitely stun lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can eat Maestro's SP1 in Labyrinth and regen through it. That's like...
See, again, though, I just don't understand. Labyrinth of Legends has been out for a long time. They have made their money on Labyrinth of Legends. They're past that, man. They are working on whatever content is Realm of Legends 2 and Labyrinth of Legends 2. I don't disagree with you, but I'm hoping that they've got a big game plan here. They know what Blade is. They know when they released him. They know his abilities, and they also know what is coming in Labyrinth of Legends 2. And hopefully those two things will add up. So
there's plenty of characters that Blade is not good against. It's not like he beats up everybody.
I just don't think it's necessarily a good idea to nerf characters in the present content when we're getting ready to step into much more difficult content.
But Joel, are you saying that they're gonna tune Labyrinth of Legends 2 to Blade?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you do not know what the difficulty level of that will be. That's all I'm saying.
So, what do you think they're going to be tuning it to?
Maybe there's a bunch of bleed immune characters. Maybe there's a bunch of power control issues inside of there. He can't deal with either of those things.
The 2 people we've seen use Blade in Labyrinth of Legends is Captain Bay and Legacy. And I feel like Legacy did much better with Stark Spidey, and Captain Bay didn't really do that great with Blade.
Yeah. It took Captain Bay like 12 hours to get through Labyrinth or something.
Okay, Captain B still got through Labyrinth with Blade.
Yeah, I mean you gotta spend though. Units.
I think the point is that Blade in the hands of a mediocre player makes him a good player, and Blade in the hands of a good player makes him an excellent player. And those that are already excellent, he just blows through everything. Whereas Scarlet Witch didn't matter. You could have been bad, good. It didn't matter if you were on a crit team. You were going to stun lock, power control, and have infinite regen, and when you hit your S2, it was going to hit for like 45,000. So it didn't matter what your skill level was. So I think that is probably the biggest difference between the two.
I think we can say that Legacy is a pretty damn good player.
Right.
With Stark Spidey than he did with Blade, in my opinion.
Well, he was used to Stark Spidey.
Yeah.
His blade was unduped.
So is his start.
Well, I mean, the only difference between blade dupe and not dupe is the regen, but he still has the same damage and synergies.
Is a game-changing thing in Labyrinth, man. It allows you to take block hits, bait heavies infinitely. It's not like
he is kind of squishy though. If you take a couple hits, man, he can't take a punch really well.
And then you lose out on all your
Have you played
specials.
with the 455 blade?
Yeah, he does sacrifice damage for healing as well.
Yeah.
KT makes a pretty good point in the chat. He says, I don't feel like there will be a 6-star blade, at least for a long time. Which that's the other thing is this new content is going to be geared more towards 6-star characters, which that may be, you know, a year and a half down the road. But at some point, he's not going to be nearly as godly as he is right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that
easy.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not that easy to infinite regen with him either.
Also,
when you're backpedaling with blade to try to regen,
y'all were saying
most people take more damage doing that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah.
And it drains all your power, and you haven't gained much.
Sometimes the AI gets a little aggressive and chases you down, and you're screwed.
Yeah, I have
Absolutely.
blade before.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't sacrifice pretty much any damage. He has one of the highest base attacks in game.
I think the bigger issue here is that there is not a good balance in the game. And I think that's kind of what you started off the whole conversation with saying is that
absolutely.
There are some characters that if you get them, like, you won. And there are some characters, if you get them, you've wasted units or you've wasted a spin of a crystal. You're going to be behind the 8-ball. So in my personal opinion, I would rather see them spend more time on trying to figure out how to bring all the characters closer together moving forward than spending time, you know, trying to fix what's already happened.
Bringing champs closer together involves taking some champs backwards.
It does a little bit, but I'm just saying for moving forward, you know, if we're gonna get to 6-star characters, you know, what is the next thing? Like, are we gonna see now 7 stars come out? Because I don't feel like that's going to bring any sort of balance to the game, and I also don't think that every character should be equal per se. Otherwise,
you can yourself go into the uncollected mode right now and see stats of 6 stars at rank 2 or rank 3. It's nuts. They don't have any nodes there. Just SP3 there.
Most of the lanes, they don't have like a globe or anything attached to them. They're just pretty much, that's how they are.
You can see the prestige there, and it's absolutely crazy. Race is going to keep going and going. And I was telling to my, in For Loki chat, we were talking about how the 5-star system is so broken because of having no 5-star arena and, you know, having it all rely on RNG. We bring 5-star arena soon. 5 stars aren't going to be top prestige anymore. A rank 2 star is going to just topple a rank 5-star.
Right.
But the level that you guys are playing at, I've only been playing for about a year. Like the 5-star arena, like would further lengthen the gap between the top 10% and everybody else as well. I mean, that doesn't.
Gap is inevitable.
No, I know, but you're talking about how Blade is, you know, greatest for like the top 10% or whatever. Like that doesn't fix the problem. It just puts you in a better bracket closer to that top 10%, but it pushes everybody else further behind.
I mean, speaking of a 5-star arena, I mean, how much is it going to cost for each match? We already pay, what is it, 1,000 gold for match for featured? You know, what are they going to charge, 20,000 gold per match? I mean,
milk the whales.
Milk the whales.
I feel
exactly. I think the chat might be wearing thin on the Blade talk.
Yeah. It's time to move on.
And I mean, we don't know what these new characters are going to bring to the game coming up. There could be a lot of characters coming to the game that have equal or are on par with Blade. You just don't know, man.
Don't you think that would just set older champs further and further behind?
I think that the way you're looking at the game, unfortunately, is not the way that Kabam is looking at the game.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate to admit that, because I would love to see the old characters get refreshed, I just don't see it happening, man.
Buff Carnage.
I duped him today, man. Ugh.
I saw that.
He is so bad.
The
Yeah, but
game's
it's got
always
prestige.
been rock, paper, scissors, though. The game's always been like, this is good against that. Like, that's not going to ever change.
No, it won't.
Yeah, there's counters to everything, you know?
But what is the counter to Blade?
There will be one, I bet you.
What is
Blade's not
Yeah.
a hard defender.
There's gonna be
Yeah.
something come out real quick.
What
You
is
can
the-
bleed him quick, and he
what
dies
is the
right away.
defensive counter to
Yeah.
Blade? What is the defensive counter to Blade?
Cornered. Power game.
Group.
Heel block.
Take him in against Colossus and Labyrinth. and
Star
I
Tarmogoyf.
have done that fight. I two-shot a Colossus in that.
The lane that I go through in war has like immunities to bleed and all that stuff. So Blade is pretty much useless to me on those paths, you know?
Is it the
I mean,
How do we get back on
even
Blade?
though he has regen, you don't necessarily want to run like poison paths or bleed paths necessarily.
Right.
Nope.
At all. There's his counter.
exactly?
if you see I have taken like a Dormammu on the bleed node right before the mini boss in war with the blade. He didn't
Sure.
shrug off the bleed, he just reasoned through the bleed.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next topic on your pad,
you can take
The next thing I
anybody to
have, the
bleed,
next thing I
man.
have written down is just AW. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't even know if I want to get into this topic. Ugh.
Yeah.
If you have Blade,
know-
you win AW.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think they should get rid of the dexterity triggering MD thing. I think that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
definitely.
I agree.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think they should get rid
I
of
think
class
that's-
masteries altogether.
I
Who
mean,
can prevent MD from proccing at all? Blade.
Over and over again when you're trying to bait out specials.
Unless you actually hit someone with the dexterity charge, it shouldn't trigger MD.
Right.
Is there anyone
I mean,
that
now
actually
we're gonna.
has any class mastery besides Mystic?
I have Tech Collar.
Tech gets used
Yeah,
sometimes.
tech collar. Pure skill used to get used.
Yeah, pure skill's trash now. I don't even use that.
Yeah.
Until they
Does
upgrade
pure skill
those,
even work
get
anymore?
rid of
I
Mystic.
don't think so.
Who is drinking all the beers in the cooler?
Somebody's doing the dishes.
Back, I mean, they kind of bring back defender kills in a roundabout way, but not really. And I'm just like, just bring it back.
Well, I
Sure,
know,
you
and I think that is my ultimate frustration is because now for what, like 2 months or more, we've been saying like, hey, this is what's wrong, this is what'll fix it, and they keep saying, okay, we hear you, and then they'll bring out a solution that doesn't fix it, and we say, here's what's
Yeah.
wrong, this'll fix it. They say, okay, we're listening to you, here's what we're gonna do, and it doesn't fix it.
I mean,
And so
in my alliance, we
basically, in a bass-ackwards way, they brought back kind of defender kills, and so we've gone nowhere since 15.0.
I feel
Well,
this
at
is
least these kills have like a limit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's diminishing returns, and like they would have to admit that they were wrong, which they'll never
the
do.
limit is there to incentivize spending.
Yep.
You're at a boss dying 35 times to the boss dying 3 times. Those are 2 super different stats there, but you get the same points from them.
Yeah, I like the idea. I wish they would have actually made it instead
Talking on
of
the-
capping out at 0. Like you could start going into negative points.
Yeah.
Like
They
defender
wanna-
kills.
Yeah, almost exactly like defender kills. Yeah,
What a concept.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with it because ultimately you still need to play really well. If you want to
Yeah.
spend units,
Yeah.
if you want to spend that's fine. But you just got to know if you guys are getting trashed, if you've all died 3 times on every node, you may not want to spend. There's a good chance you're going to lose.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, there's a good
Yeah,
chance
I
you're going
mean,
to lose.
In my alliance, we do war, and we basically will 100% it, and then the other alliance will die a bunch of times, but they'll just keep blowing through it with items, and then they'll clear it, and then they'll win like on defender rating or something stupid, you know. And it's just like, all right, whatever, you know.
They also almost completely removed diversity, didn't they? It's like a really tiny amount of points now.
It's not
30.
necessarily tiny. So
What's the total? I can't remember off the top of my head what the total for it was.
It was like 60% of it's what it was before.
Actually, you know what? I think I got
Defender
it.
diversity.
I've got
I'm
it pulled
glad
up
it's
here.
30 points.
Hang on a second here. I've got
30
it pulled
points
up.
per defender.
I did some quick math.
Yeah.
I
Instead of 50, yeah.
Defender diversity is like Kabam's new Coke.
So defender diversity in total is 2.5% of the total score.
Yeah, but you still want to have a semi-diverse defense, because a non-diverse defense gives you around 40 diversity points.
Yeah, you'll want some points. It's just not everybody's a good defender, though.
Yeah.
Diversity is like making us do homework. All the alliances had to do
That's the best
spreadsheets,
analogy I've heard.
and it was just such a pain.
You had to screenshot your champs.
We all turned into Brian Grant for a minute.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love me some spreadsheet.
I don't want to be Brian Grant. I have hair.
My moment to shine.
Did anybody rank up a
luckily we had
character that
somebody who
they
likes
would not
spreadsheets.
have otherwise done because of diversity?
I have a Venom at rank 4. I don't like it. 4-star.
I was gonna say you took a 5-star Venom to rank 4.
Well, like I took my Dormammu to rank 5, and then like the week after they were like, "Oh, diversity wars." I'm like, "What?"
Oh yeah,
I was like, "Oh,
I think
man."
Dormammu was in the basic arena, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later is when they dropped that announcement.
Yeah, it became useless to me.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm still running double Dormammu in War. I don't care what anybody says.
He's a good defender, man. I still have problems with him.
we got a guy who runs double
mine to
Nightcrawler.
445.
Nice.
Nightcrawler lost a lot of his value.
Yeah.
A lot of defensive champs lost a lot of their value.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, just this, last war I put him as the boss, and he still got about 11 kills, which was not bad.
What did they use to kill your boss, man? Brick?
I don't know. My biggest issue is the same thing I've said a million times, is that Alliance War, we just spent all that time and we have the exact same thing that we had before, which the problem was that you're running against the same characters over and over and over again. So while in their mind they have now quote-unquote fixed Alliance War and it's in a good place, you run against Dormammu's and Magics now a million times a week, and it's going to wear thin on you really, really quick.
I'm basically going to be bringing Iceman, Magic, or Blade.
And it's nobody's fault. They're the best defenders. When you pair them with Mystic Dispersion, it just is what it is, man. But
OG Spidey's back, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, you're going to see a lot of duped 5-star Spideys back. No, thank you.
Have you guys heard if they're going to remove that thing where you can see the champs that are placed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was only supposed to be up for a few weeks, I think.
That happened because of some cheating.
There was some exploit,
Yeah.
I've got about, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock now. We got about 15 more minutes or so. The last thing I wanted to touch on is...
Oh, it's midnight. Okay.
What's that?
It's midnight. Whoops.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock Central. Which means I got to get home soon to feed the milk beast.
Hashtag milk beast.
Hashtag milk beast.
Hashtag milk the beast.
That dude, I don't even... sometimes I wonder if he's even my child. He's huge. Anyway, we'll let that lie.
Push the babies at the hospital.
What are you most looking forward to in 2018? If you had to pick anything for Kabam to work on, what would it be?
Balancing.
I kind of figured that balance was going to come out of your. I think I would like to. Yeah, I think I would like to see some sort of, maybe, and we talked about this I think last week too, but some sort of a mode that you can play with your friends, something competitive that you don't have to be in alliance
PvP. True PvP.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I trust Kabam to put together.
Just waiting for an
true
intercept.
PvP, man.
I honestly feel true PvP or any like actual like speed kill competitive mode would work because of lack of balancing.
I'm trying to imagine in my head how like a live PvP match would go, because I feel like it would just be people standing there with blocks just waiting to intercept each other.
That would totally be
that's totally could be it.
Like, I mean, the first person to charge forward, if the other person's good at intercepting, they lose.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, the AI seems to intercept my intercepts all the time, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I've been getting intercepted more lately.
We'll all have to go watch like Dave's intercept video. And
Well,
Wally
like
come in
imagine
and
like
just-
I'm sitting. Let's say I'm sitting on an S2. Like they're not charging at me because as soon as they come at me, I'm firing off that S2. Like it's just gonna be people just standing there with their blocks for 2 minutes till you run out of time.
I don't know.
I mean,
if y'all have...
the positives are these monthly events and these, like side events that they've been doing. I like that. You know, it's different than just doing a quest the whole time.
Which
Yeah,
which
I really
event you
like
talking
them,
about?
Well, like now with the Modoc Lab and last month with the
Talking with
Thor
like the
Ragnarok
boss
thing,
rush and stuff.
Yeah, things like that. I think is good. You know, it mixes it up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's definitely
I don't
good to
know
have
if
new
y'all have
content.
watched
Any new
Brian.
content, even if I don't love it, it's good to see something new.
I mean, the
don't know.
boss rush was funny because some people just couldn't get through it if you didn't have the right champs, and people were losing it.
I don't know if y'all have watched Brian's video on the 3v3 speaking, the PvP proposal he had after Alliance War got the big shot.
Yeah.
Excellent idea. I feel that would be super fun. You can play with your friends. You can. It wouldn't involve two people standing across the screen just staring each other down.
The
Waiting
thing
for the
I
other
don't
one.
get is they know, Kabam clearly knows that they have a huge audience like on YouTube that watch this live. And a lot of the game, you know, the community is really built almost through the YouTube. I don't know. It's confusing why they don't make more content that caters more to viewers being able to watch it on YouTube. Like when you really stop and think, like what we do on the live streams is
Arena.
pretty boring, frankly. You know, we
Definitely.
do it and people watch it because everybody else is doing it and it's boring, so it's nice to have somebody to communicate with, but I feel like they've got
now
a
that
huge
you're on that
opportunity
topic,
there.
the segue, what happened to the Joel challenges? When's that coming back?
Well, there was supposed to have been one. What was it, like 2 weeks ago, and then my
when
internet
Joel
died.
gets the units again.
Yeah,
Inundation.
that's what it is. I gotta have enough. I gotta have 300 units for 10 energy refills.
Too many GMCs.
I did buy a couple of those the other day. No, I
Why?
just
Oh,
I
man.
haven't been around much. Frankly, I've
Haven't
had a
you
lot
seen the
going on,
odds?
man.
Haven't you
Energy
What did
seen
you
is on
pull?
sale right now.
8% pulls of 5-stars from those?
What's that?
Haven't you seen the 0.8% 5-star pulls from those?
Oh, I think you said 8% at first.
I was gonna
but,
say
like, there's
8%
no-
seems a tiny bit high.
That's
Yeah, I was gonna say no way.
That's so
I'm
low.
0 I've bought probably 10 of them or more. It's probably way more than 10. Am I lying?
Stop it, man.
No,
Hey, listen, at least you're not like other people who just drop Odins after Odins to
No.
open those damn things.
One, I don't have that kind of cash, and two, I'm not like that. I just can't do it, man.
This guy in my alliance does that. Like, I don't get it. Like, come on, man.
I mean, money is different for everybody. I get that, but even if I had it, I'm not sure I'd be blowing it on units in a video game.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I just use the units that I earn in Arena. So every time a new GMC comes out, I'll open like 1 or 2, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good. I didn't get anything. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I do
Just
that
go
too.
down.
I don't know.
Same
To
stuff,
each
different
his
day.
own. I'm not going to badmouth what people do with their money. They earned it. They can do whatever they want. I mean,
I did get a
I
4-star
suppose
Hello,
if I
though.
was
That
really
was good.
bankrolling it, I'd probably buy a couple Odins too. But yeah, it's not where I'm at in my life, man.
If I don't buy crystals
Yeah.
with it, I just donate it to Joel anyway. So.
Yeah, screw Odins. You just donate it in my chat.
Yeah.
That's what's
Who needs
going on.
energy refills? Joel does.
Well, you know, Joel, the energy refills are on sale right now, so get to grinding.
Wanna go grab some of them, buddy?
Oh man! Donate to my kicking out of Alliance fund. I'm homeless. All right, guys.
Did you get kicked
Again?
again?
Yeah, I
You're not
did.
homeless?
I did. I'm not homeless currently,
From the
but
New Alliance?
I did get kicked again.
Joel, I'm telling you, join some terrible alliance and just rack up those alliances.
Well, I was very,
That's what Residents-
very close to doing that.
You already
Residents
joined
down.
the terrible alliance.
Just go on global chat. Anybody will take you.
For real. Looking
Actually,
for a
How did,
when
Just
I
put magic
how
on
did you
the
last
boss
like 2
mode.
days in the New Alliance?
prestige of 12.
Just go on global chat and say I'm a girl. Give me
Well,
the line.
I opened up I opened up the Alliance search and just hit search, and I was gonna join the first like open Alliance that had a spot. Was very close to that. Actually, somebody in the Alliance that I'm in messaged me, and he's like, "Are you the real Joel?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Well, like, who else would I be?
You should have said Twitter verified.
I'm selling my account along with a free Fraggle Rock, so get on that.
How much?
Dude, I still
Give me 20 bucks.
Oh man! All right, I gotta get out of here, guys. I do.
It's like super chats.
Wish I didn't have to. I miss the days when I could just hang out for like 3 hours and play Wormax.
You can. Divorce is always an option.
Who said that? Who said that?
That was Dakota Shepherd.
Was that Dakota? I could guess that without even seeing who it was.
Was it Jenny?
Hey, I
now.
got a confession about the whole Jenny thing. Like, I'm actually married with a kid. I had dated Jenny like 8 years ago.
I was so confused because I saw a picture of you on, was it Twitter, I think? And like you're holding the little kid's hand with the girl, and I'm like, hang on.
Yeah, it's my wife, my kid.
Hang on. Dakota just trolled us big time.
It got too popular.
You just got a super chat from Weck.
Weck with the $18.
Weck.
Dang. Weck lets me in his alliance. That's what I told him. When he let me into his alliance, I was getting these messages from Slice'em and Frojo, and they wanted me to come to SGA. And I messaged Weck and I said, "Is there any kind of signing bonus here if I stay? Because I'm getting offers to play elsewhere." I appreciate that, Weck. I really do.
Taking my talents to SGA.
Taking my talents to SGA, letting Graphics Inc. bankroll everything.
Oh, he does.
Hey, I wouldn't be upset with that. All right, guys, I appreciate you all hanging out in the chats. Thanks to everybody who was in the live stream. I really enjoy this format. It's I don't know. It's just nice getting to hang out with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
This one went smoother than last time, I think.
Yeah, I think we had fewer people in here. Let me see. Well, there was 10 people. Wasn't bad. And it's also a different time. The last one I did was at 1 Eastern, which was a little bit more chaotic. So I think the evening time frame. And it's nice for me because when I do it over my lunch break, like technically my office is still open. So at any point I can have somebody walk in, which is always kind of weird for me. So I prefer doing it in the evenings when I can just lock the doors. Lock the doors and take my pants off. All right. I'm out of here, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me. We'll do it again next Monday, probably in the evening as well. So, anywho, bye, guys. Take care.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right.